Jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Yeah. What's going on? Yo, what's going on? This your mama channel. We back down. We're gonna go around the world and see what's happening. You know? If you're looking for your mama, you might be in Chicago. And I heard she out west. Hey, you better go get her. Because out west, they gonna put up to the chat. But anyway, we'd like to welcome everybody that's new to the channel. I'm your host. Don't worry about, hey, I'm just your host. Don't worry about who I am. I'm just hosting. Yeah. So let's jump around and see what we got. See what we got going on, man. See what's trending around here, man. Now I see stuff today, man. So we're gonna try to figure it all out. We got anybody awake? Is everybody asleep? On your way to work? What's happening? Where you at with it? Let me know. Let me know. Let me see something. Oh, whoa, okay. Whoa, okay. We're trying to get the lighting right here. Yeah, okay. That's cool. It's make this name. Anyway, man, let's travel around the world, see what's happening, man. I see all kind of stuff. And jump around, man. I don't even know where to start. I haven't seen anything, so my reaction is gonna be pretty uh fresh, just like yours. So if you seen it for the first time, we're seeing it together for the first time. And bad with each other. We check it all out. You know, you never know. You never know what it's about to do. There you go. Tell me to get to it. Ah, okay, okay. I want to go. You know, when I see my man after the head on it, dude, if he's not be friends, you know, I gotta see what's happening with dad and dad. Like, dang, you know, he strikes me as being pretty genuine. He's buckling right now, but he strikes me as being pretty genuine. Like, kind of, you know, I mean, I don't know nothing different than these people. They can get to him and tear him down, and you know, still in the last Mohican. Let's see what he's talking about. Look at my man with the pushback. Okay, okay. We see you.
If you like interviews that I do, that things get heated, this is going to be one of them because Dame Dash is probably going to be one of the biggest power players in the history of hip hop, having signed Kanye West. Part is Jay-Z that they started Rockefeller in '95. Just kind of weird because the year prior to that is when Tupac got shot up when he went to visit Biggie. Tupac gets killed, and they started at that time where in 1995 the biggest rap songs that came out were some of the biggest rap songs ever. Dear Mama, you know, Coolio Gangsters, I Got Five on it. I mean, you look at this list of stuff that came up in '95 that decided to compete. These guys did an interesting. He said some very interesting things, saying that Diddy and Biggie wanted to be like him and Jay, and then he got upset. Some of the stuff got heated when I asked about Aaliyah and some of the allegations that Diddy's been going through lately. We even talked about, you know, Leo Cohen when he said on Breakfast Club who's Dame Dash? And he really reacted to that in a passionate way. And we talked Trump. He kept bringing up Trump. Dame, you're going to watch this. You know what I'm talking about. We had a fun afterwards. But we laughed, we argued, we learned. And interesting scope, range of topics that we talked about. And on top of that, Dame is now officially on Manet, which means you can ask Dame any question you want. He chooses how he answers you, but you can download the app Manet, and if you go to the QR code, you can literally text him, okay? Ask him the question, pay for it, and he'll respond back either in a text format, audio format, or video format. But he's now on Manet, answering questions that you. There will be parts where you're going to say, but you know, I want to know about this. How come you didn't say anything about this? And what about that? You'll get to ask him whatever questions you got on Manet. But having said some moments, very heated interview with the one and only Dame Dash. Did you ever think you were next to it? I feel I'm supposed to take sleep for me.
I already know, man.
Know this life for me. Yeah, why would you bet on your life when we got bad days? Now you came in, living contagious as well on
Here we go. Been around the world, nah. We don't miss it if we don't come on with it. Come on with it, y'all. Man, we get it. We chopped the school for real.
this world of entrepreneurs. We think no value that paid it out of run, homie. Look what I become.
Okay, so in the hip hop world, I'm a guy that came up from the West Coast side. I'm a Tupac. I'm a purely more on the West Coast, but follow a lot of the East Coast, West Coast challenges that was taking place. I'm a class of '96 in high school. I don't know what happened in '96 with Tupac, but you cannot mention the word hip hop and talk about power players that directly, indirectly, it influenced the entire game without saying the name Dame Dash. And one of the hardest things to do in a industry like this, or any industry that's a lot of people are trying to fight for the power, try to manage three things. It is very hard to do, and he is one of those that was feared and respect. And of course, there's a lot of people that maybe he's going to create some. You're talking about Rockaware that was doing, I think, at 1.7 million a year, almost $1 billion a year. Kanye's documentary, you will see the scene where Dame is sitting up on the stage like, and he's saying, you can ask Kanye a question, and then Kanye gives us commentary and all this stuff that's going on. He's left and obviously with all these taking place right now, recently within it, there's a lot of names that are coming up. A lot of the raids. I don't know if you know this one guy named Diddy was raided his house in LA and in Miami, and now names are being dropped with Jay-Z, and a lot of other names are coming up. And if anybody wanted to make a list of names of people, top 10 that can speak on those topics, that know a lot, that maybe others wouldn't want them to talk about and stay quiet, I think on that top 10 list of people that can comment on a lot of this stuff, specifically a part of history and involvement with. That being said, thanks for being on the podcast, man. How you doing? How you feeling?
Good, a little tired. We got to pull up. We're on our way to together.
from here. So yeah, and I was up last night at our studio. I'm good though. I'm pretty good. I feel secure. I could go to sleep at night and not have to worry about things. And I think the most important kind of wealth is to be guilty free. Never compromise. Now, let me ask you obviously there's a lot of things I want to go through here with the time that we have together. Lots of stuff that I want to talk to you about. We've watched you from the other side, right? Rockefeller and stories and your fire and your interview with Breakfast Club, boss, entrepreneurship, business, hustle. Do you still have the same fire as a startup entrepreneur, survival? Do you still have that fire to this life? It's a different kind of fire, but definitely the fire is regular, you know. Of success. So once I complete a dream, I dream bigger. So it just kind of remains sucker free. Again, over my integrity, it's the fuck out of it. And then also be able to be like, yo, did y'all hear what they just said? And then I've been able to actually see people do my dreams come true. And unfortunately, unless you're savvy enough or have someone around you that knows how to raise you money, do those kind of things, you got to do it yourself. And you have to sometimes create your own industry if you don't want to fit into somebody else's. So my fight has always been without robbing creative and fighting those that are robbing creative, and then to continue to dream for myself while I'm dreaming for other people. Startup from my television network, American News, from the glasses I have on. I'm on my way to go do schools with my girls, read books, go talk to the mayor of Gary, who Eddie Milton, who I was part of his election, and the man that taught me how to pass laws. And then I'm bouncing over to a jail in Chicago, a kids jail in Chicago, when we're not looking, why that recidivism rate is at 99% because most of these kids can't read, they're torturing them. Now I'm on my way to Chicago, but they don't shut that jail down or fix what's wrong with it. I'm going at everybody, you know. So that's been me, the guy that protects as well as dealing with people that will make me old, and at the same time because I have so many ideas, I have to do it myself. Vertical, which I am, I do these 10 different things. A dollar come here, don't question you, ask you to have that fire more than ever away from so I can sleep well. And I'm trying to help the world, So again, I'm also down with the OSG, which is the principles, hundreds of principles from economically challenged places. And I go into the schools, a syllabus from the womb of and like I said, this OSG is hundreds of principles from economically challenged places, and that makes cycles continue to happen where it doesn't behoove us, but to behoove somebody else. And now I know the problems, but I know how to actually bring the answers. And I can do that through entertainment. I can anything, any language you speak, I can speak to you through that language. So yeah, the drive is there more because I know how to fix for you, where did you get your mindset from? Because if I've had a lot of from Harlem, Italian, from Harlem, but from
Didn't she pay them for?
yeah,
Movie paying for?
but what I'm talking is like I have the town New York was also filled with a lot of Italian mobsters, right? And they ran it in a certain way. And you're coming up from Harlem, and you're doing what you're doing. Was there any that came at all?
Definitely. The big influence was The Godfather. So I read the book when I was younger because I wanted to know what he was thinking as opposed to what he was saying. Ideals that came the people that I grew up around, my family. Honor and integrity looked so cool. The Godfather and the way he carried things, it just was cool to do convenient. It's never convenient. There's always a test that comes with it to see if you're going to do what's the right thing, do what's easy or what appears to be. And the God, all those movies,
not at all?
what you mean?
So, for example, I've had
Oh, did I know any? And this dude named Chill sold it to me, and we used to sell weed in the back and have the barber shop in the front. And apparently he had bought it from some Italians on 116th and Pleasant. And, they were trying to take a shot, but it might be sold it to me. So I had to go down to Pleasant with them, and they were like, hey, Chill, you got a lot of nerve coming down. And also, I went to school across the street from Rayo. So actually, and then, there'd be funerals I would go to for people in my family, like my grandmother and all that.
Like a New York thing, probably, it ain't no New York, it ain't just no New York thing, Italian. You know, you sound like y'all won't have to take homage to structure. How you structure this thing, but the thing is, these cats is entertainers. You correlate two different worlds. You know what I'm saying? Mob. Damn, I ain't know we was gonna get into the mob. Like I said, I ain't know where we was going to. But the mob has nothing to do with it. They got like a lot of entertainment. Allegedly, but they're not walking around singing and rapping and talking about, what's going on. My understanding is how they rock. You feel me? So, I get game is trying to pivot and take his platform to a whole new lane. The success that he had. And he might be strategic, and he might be the only person that can pull it off. 'Cause everybody else is like kind of guilty of being, the drug dealers. You feel me? You know what I mean? It's hard for the drug dealer to come back to the school and talk to the kids. You know what I mean? So we don't. It's hypocrisy. A lot of people want to accept, you know, uh, who you are, the way you do things based on your past. Even if it was socially engineered that way, like, you're trying to get the victim to explain why he's the victim, you know what I mean? But I won't let him keep going. I was just curious how they went down this Italian path. I was like, wait a minute, let's rock. I know Dame got it.
Black and Omar used to be there. Really? Yeah, but yeah, I can't really talk about who had the biggest influence. I know you talk about so many different people, man. And I guess what I'm asking is who taught you free to know how to take that mindset of the street of the word you said sucker free, right? Because a lot of the time experience, the man with money leads with the experience, the man with the experience leads with the money. This world, and then hey, $19 million, you book Jay-Z on a tour, and then boom, you're doing deals with all these bigger guys. How did you know you could handle sitting across the table from these guys and negotiate with them?
So if you saw Paid in Full, that was a story that really happened. I'm about to do the TV show on my own network or collaborative with another. When you're in survival, and the people around you bring you up a certain way. Like I was born into an honor code. I never knew anything different, and there was always accountability. So if I did something that would be against the grain, it would be like having a business and a board that would be very like you did. Like I wasn't allowed to have a tattoo while I was in the street. I was taught that. Like I was taught how to do everything. But unless to me, the youth is one that never goes to jail. And the only way you can do that is if you're advised by an OG or other criminals that have done it before. So I got a formula of how to survive, and it was just being thorough and acting a certain way. And it's nothing that is innate, it's people teach. That's why we need men in our lives. Men need to be raised by men, or more testosterone than estrogen. And again, if and then when you become at a position of a leader, you have to lead by example because what you do, your crew will do. So if you're goofy, you don't have a goofy crew on the front line to do something that I wouldn't do myself. So, be caring a little more about your crew.
All right. I'm sitting there thinking about uh, uh, more content Europe. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it off. Right, I'm gone. Let me be quiet. Well, I don't want to get started about it. We don't need to debate. All right.
Than yourself. So, and I don't have any disrespect. I don't get into the politics thing too much. You know, like, I would talk to Kanye a lot about Trump, and he'd be like, "Yo, he's a winner, and he keeps winning." This was back in the day, and I'm like, "Well, to me, his whole crew is in jail. He went to jail. People died on my watch, and everybody is doing bad, and I'm doing good." Then I gauge that as an unsuccessful boss, and that means that when they lose, a real boss cares more about the people that he works with before himself, almost like a parent cares about their family, you know. And again, a lot of what I was taught wasn't to stay in one place; it was to evolve. If I got one block, I need two. If I was able to get what taught me was how to be independent. And when you're dealing with people, um, if you don't play the game right, will kill you, or you will go to jail. Pivoting into a place where the recourse isn't jail. Well, I didn't think it was back then. You know what I'm saying? Or jail or death or murder. It's very easy. There's no fear there. movie about what made me pivot. It was paid in full. So people that I looked up to got killed. You know, if that can happen to them, it can happen to me. So I just took the arrogance and the confidence of the survival of Harlem when crack first came out, the glory days. When I've been lucky enough to, in Harlem, damn near every person in my generation that people talk about, the people that people put in raps, I hustle with, or I was friends with, or still am. And then 2000, let's say 96, well, I started in like 96, 94, and up till last week, people are still saying my name in rap, from Biggie Smalls to Future. Future's talking about my past in the present, in the world down. But again, it was my survival skills and the Harlem, the accountability of people, and then being scared of going to jail, because that was fear for me. I did not want to go to jail. That's why I knew I wasn't cut out to be a criminal, because unless jail is all right with being on your resume, actually, that it's 85 to 90% chance at some point you got to go, and you have to be all right with that, and you won't be able to get yourself out by what you care about. Mm-hmm. If you're not willing to.
They going in a whole nother direction. I don't know what they're going with this, but that was my man James Dad. Like I said, he had a lot of success around me before the Dream Daddy. I didn't hear, I only got the excerpts out of it, so I can't really judge that one, but I didn't want to get started on what I just saw. I'll leave it to the viewers to comment, because once I start commenting, we'll be into it in New York. Oh, man, that's too crazy. So how y'all feel out there? What's going on, man? We're gonna keep flying around, see what's going on. The OJ died, y'all know that. Let me see. I see a lot of stuff. Let me make sure it's something we want to dive to. Uh-oh. I see something crazy. We're gonna jump into it. Hold on. I ain't gonna even say nothing. Check this out. Check this out. Dang. I'm ready to captain. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let's get to Texas pastor killed at church by ex-wife, secret lover. Yeah. So where we go?
Man was gunned down moments after an Easter Sunday church service in South Dallas. Police say the confrontation started with an argument between two men Easter Sunday, which meant that a lot of people were home, and most of them witnessing when that man was running down 56th Street moments before being gunned
running on foot. He was running.
All evidence now cleared out. Images
House, playing games.
blocked off with caution tape after multiple shots were fired.
And all of a sudden we heard two shots. And then next thing you know, you hear a pow, 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 pow.
I seen that the guy was, on the ground. Xavier Andrews ran from the scene but later turned himself in and confessed to shooting Denzel Branch. He's now charged with murder.
The only thing I know is they saw it at the church down the street down there, and we seen him running this way.
According to the arrest affidavit, witnesses told police both men had attended Easter services and got into an argument outside of New Generation Church. Branch alleged the suspect to pull out his gun. Andrews later telling police the argument stemmed from a love triangle. Witnesses claim both men had close, including the victim allegedly serving as a youth minister.
You got a very great day. Hope y'all having a very great week. My day is going absolutely marvelous. Big shout out to all the channel members and subscribers to the Trey King Show family, and much love to each and every last one of you all. And you all, we have a story out of Texas by way of Dallas. And big shout out to everybody in the great state of Texas. Everybody's out of the great city of Dallas. Now, before I start the story, I want to send a special thank you to me in this story. And also, keep these stories coming. Now, also, before I start the story, I want to send a special condolences out to the family and friends of the victim. Yes, Pastor Denzel Branch, because it's been out of all places you would be protected there. Like church would be one of the most safest spots that you can go to. But it wasn't that case in this church inside of Dallas, Texas. Now the church I'm talking about is named Church. Now, I know some of you all looking around right now talking about Trey. For those who don't know, what is Kojic? Kojic means Church of God in Christ, which I happen to belong to, and also was raised in the Church of God in Christ. So once again, big shout out to all the members of a Church of God in Christ, no matter where you come from, what state you are in. Now, this story right here really shows you why it's best to let things go. If a person don't want you, the best thing that you can do is let they ass go. Yes, I know it's a church video, but guess what though? You already know how I feel about these cheaters and also about these helpers out here doing whatever the hell they want to do. So you all must forgive me because sometimes you know I go in, especially.
Hold on. Hold on. You know, I believe it keep flying around. That I don't know. That ain't even strike me as a new story. It's like I've seen it before. I can't talk. I was trying to clock the date on that. I seen them do before. Oh, they look familiar. The other dude couldn't handle it, so he pulled out the strap. It was buck. That's outrageous. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. It was tired today. But, yeah, that's outrageous. Over the pastor's wife. We pastor's wife throwing that ass in the circle, huh? Get it sexy.
Helpers out here doing whatever the hell they want to do. So you all must forgive me because sometimes you know I'll go in, especially when I need to go in. Now, all of this took place, yes, this past Easter Sunday. Now, you all already know that most people do not go to church unless it's Easter Sunday or it's the pastor and wife anniversary because church is not what church used to be, especially the Church of God in Christ. Also, because a lot of things have changed and they are losing their way because they don't want to call ourselves on the world. We already know what we're talking about. You all feel me? Now, back to the story. Now, all of this took place this past Easter Sunday, right after church service around 3:20 some p.m. might want to get out of church till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, especially on Easter Sunday. Now, you had the victim, 31-year-old Denzel Branch, and also the suspect, yes, 30-year-old Joshua Andrews. Now, Joshua Andrews, from what I heard, if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comment section and also the email. The story is being said is that Joshua Andrews was having an affair, yes, with Pastor 89 of Bewilderment saying, say that again, Frank, did I hear you correctly? Yes, Pastor Denzel Branch's wife, ex-wife that is, Brianna Hungry Cookie Branch, was having an affair with the piano player, the organist, Joshua Andrews. Now, from what I heard, Joshua Andrews was adopted by the pastor of New Generation Church. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Please let me know in the comment section, because I'm wondering this right here. If word got out in the church, and I'm sure more than just a few people knew the affair going on, especially when the fact that Joshua Andrews and also Brianna Branch were seen in church together this past Sunday, dressed alike in all white. And no, that's not the reason why I'm wearing all white, but they were dressed alike. Branch came in there in his Sunday best, yeah, a pink suit. Now, you already know I like the color pink, and I'm not trying to be funny or anything like that. But anyway, they say Pastor Denzel Branch looking clean, and Joshua Andrews and Brianna Branch, who happen to be Pastor Denzel Branch, ex-wife, were dressed just alike. You already know. That's going to make a lot of people mad. Now, I all the one with Trey, give us a deeper backdrop. They say this affair was going on for a long time.
Hey, man. It's too much. They dress like pastors I don't think. Man, the church is new generation. And we got to keep it moving, man. Because I can't say. I think we heard enough of it. I think we heard enough of it. I think we heard enough of information. I'm not sure conduct some independent investigation. Let me see what this word can't be used. I don't see the date. Yeah, it can't be new though. I don't know. Can't be. Other finish flying around, man. Let me see. What? Okay. We got and half of this stuff ain't real. But you never know. Oh, okay. Hold on. I gotta run into my guy and see what's happening. He tripped me out. We got Corey Holcomb on that 5150 show. He always going there. He don't play no game. So we ain't gonna play no games either at your mama's channel. So, you know. We on board with Corey Holcomb, man. That's what it is.
Got a lip gloss brand. The name for my lip gloss is something that nobody would have ever thought of. I got one called Nut, and it's the color of some nut. I got one called Gonorrhea, green like gonorrhea. I got one called Destroy. Whole pink, booty hole brown.
All right. I know some girls who eat good because they hustle the wallet between their legs. It ain't connected to nothing. It look hustle mouth. That's the slide thing. Oh. Look at naked and open their legs. You be like, what's that, pasta? Oh, ramen noodle warm. It's been sucked so much, the skin is wiggly.
People gonna talk shit. Other people is like, good at marketing because it's so fast. And it smells good. I be thinking all out the box. It's not even on purpose. It's just like my brain help me think outside the box to do something crazy.
That's all they putting into the community. I'm a boss. So I be like, is, because out your doors walks trash. You know, back to the start Eddie Murphy and Robin Givens a long time ago. But in this movie, they had a star. This person was a model, I believe, played by Grace Jones, and she had a perfume of strong gin.
$1 push for the new strong flavor.
Hustled womb. Hey, can we get pictures of Will Hustle? Hustle at home. What Hustle womb look like the top of my head? Strong so good.
The name for my lip gloss is something that nobody would ever thought of. Called Meg, Gonorrhea, Yellow Discharge, Hole Pink, Booty Hole Brown, Coochie Juice.
It was the essence of her juices, and it was supposed to drive me crazy. Now we all thought this was hilarious, and nobody would ever bring something like this to market. Enter Sexy Red, Dusty Self, with her new cosmetic line. When I first heard about this a couple of months ago, I thought it was a joke, but now it seems like she's bringing this to market, and she has ridiculous name, Discharge, Booty Hole Brown, Coochie Pink. Before we go any further,
Okay, my word for it itself. You know, it goes on parade now. So,
before we go any further, only our community would imagine Asians being marketed Booty Hole Brown lip gloss. Do you think your family would let them wear it? It would be a disaster. They were confident something like that. They would be shamed out of their family because people understand image and how you do things is important in the world. You know, a lot of times people pull out model minority BS, and that's just to say they might be weaponizing Asians against African Americans. But I will say this: I'm not saying that every group of people don't do dirt. No group of people is perfect. But what I'm saying is, we as a people must not embrace the foolery anymore. Like this clip coming up right now.
I'm not a girl, but I love some lip gloss. So Sexy Red got them on a lip gloss, right? And I was intrigued by it because these are some of the flavors I got. I got juice, I got Diamond Princess, I got Crispo Pink. I'm excited about this Crispo Pink. We're gonna try this out. I already got in my lip color, whatever. So I'm just gonna see how this gloss do on top. It already smell good.
I believe her name is Jeffrey Flowers. She's here dusting it up, and she's interested in a Gucci Pink flavor. It blows my mind how anybody would want to put that on their face, that name on their face. She has the gonorrhea green. She has the discharge color, booty hole brown. All of these colors of lip gloss, I'm just trying to think who in the right mind will put this on their face. People express themselves and use the terms of the propaganda that has been directed against them. Now, as far as black folks are concerned in the Hollywood industry, well, let's not get one of those Sidney Poitier movies where they were talking about principle. Let's go to the lowest common denominator. Let's talk about the business and all that other kind of stuff and get the most cash flow. First, in Black Caesar, we were kingpin and he prospered and he drove off in a limo smoking a big cigar as the sun rose. Dealing being and nation for the black community.
Right. Yeah. The train is running out the rail. The fight. These demonic forces room for a whole lot of people that's going to go right back to 1800. With the degradation, humiliation type. It is wild here. I never even
being an enigma for the black community in the past.
I never even know this was going on.
Panther Party, Black Student Alliance, and all of these.
Okay. Well, looks like we can't get no traction on this, so probably a good thing. It is already went left. Oh man, you know, check the red, but I feel like her handler was doing her a great disservice and marking her the wrong way. You know, she condoning it. You know what I mean? She condoning it. So, you know. And the sad part is, you're going to have another chick come right behind them. So it ain't going to stop. It's going to actually go there. You know, so what does that tell you? We have to be more vigilant and create our own thing against this machine that's designed to destroy everything we ever accomplished. You know. But anyway, before y'all have me running for office, yeah, get back to my job, which is hosting your mama channel. You know, I know you wonder where your mama at. Well, she on the low end. I told you that when you started. You ain't want to listen. You ain't want to go get her.
Couldn't resist the attempt to have an influx of heavy. What is this? Black folks in line coming out of the show, down the long side of the block, and back to the theater, waiting to get in to see this for profit margins on that movie, which were enormous. And they bailed a couple of collaborating Hollywood studios out. What other group of people could you imagine who are adults putting booty hole brown on their lip as a lip gloss color? Putting gonorrhea green as a lip gloss color. I mean, this is why we are not taking seriously. It's not that we come up with. It's the fact that we buy it. And we'll buy into anything as long as somebody popular is pushing it. Look at our society now. It's no longer about family values. It's about consumerism. We've been bought and paid for as a nation. Our women have been bought and paid for. I'm talking about all women. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this, and we got this out of the Holy Bible. A nation can only rise as high as the moral integrity of its women. You see America failing in so many different things. Damn debauchery. When it comes to the spicy adult entertainment services and the industry, both groups of people I genetically belong to, the Europeans and Asians, have had this game down on lock.
Wow. But it's also a call to action for those
For extension. If spicy adult entertainment, you can see that's heavily skewed towards Europeans. So when news first broke out with Sexy Red lip gloss line, I thought it was a joke. Then my mind automatically moves towards thinking that she's marketing her products to simps and perverts. This isn't something new, as some of these girls have been even their funds to their simpish fans. Why? This industry has been selling fancy. Others are selling back one. So when I learned that Sexy Red was going to sell her lip gloss line, I thought this was either going to be a joke or monetize offers to simps and perverts. I'm not here to pocket watch you, but what is most ludicrous is that she's marketing this towards her young, impressionable fans, normalizing this culture and this behavior for the next generation of females. Make no mistake, I've said it here many a times, that hip hop culture is a worldwide dominant force. What these artists are pushing out to the young, impressionable female fans is getting worse and worse by every year, where debauchery, culture is becoming normal. When will it stop? And now, here we are. Not only are black women doing it, but the rest of the modern women are doing it. White, Hispanic, and Asian. See, it was all fun and games when it was just. That's why I tell you guys, black men and black women, they're the canary in the coal mine. Eventually, this will spread all the way around. So although you think it's funny when it's happening to black folks, now you got Hispanic women, Asian women. Well, look at them. Let's keep looking at them. I want y'all to see the modern woman in all glory. So twerking is no longer just a dance. It's the modern woman's sign of independence. I can do what I want to do. I don't have to conform. It's almost like the fist in the air. It's a sign of rebellion.
Twerking for my son. Twerking for my son.
Hey, let me bring you in on a little polite savages. We need to bring back shit. Yourself if you do something wrong. And within yourself when things are morally incorrect and you know you were raised a little differently, but you have to check yourself. The shame that says check yourself before you wreck yourself. See, all of this is gone. Or it's just to such a degree in the community that it needs to come back with a tad more. You know, now we got other folks doing
Man, it's gonna break down. Everything is break down. All right, so we can Give me a rocket time. See what I think I was Bobby. I'm gonna tell you.